Good morning, friends. It's good to be here this morning. Happy to be back. I missed a couple of mornings last week. I think just due to life. I don't know. Sometimes it happens that way. But I am happy to be here today, and I am content this morning. There's this feeling that I get sometimes when I'm coming into this space. I am sharing these meditations from a space that I opened up this year, just at the beginning of October. Actually, we actually had to delay it because of illness, so we opened in mid-October. But this space is called Journey Home Support Services, and it's a peer support space. And essentially, what that means is that we provide service to members of the community as peers, not as helpers, or not as some sort of a hierarchical healer of any sort, right? And all of the services we provide here are kind of horizontal. They're horizontal services, meaning everybody benefits, including the person who is coordinating the support group, or the person who is the companion in a one-to-one session, or whether you are the person receiving resource navigation or the person helping to navigate resources in our community. Everybody benefits from even just being in the space and interacting with one another in openness. That's important to me for a number of reasons, but mostly because it works. That's why it's important. It's not so much stuck in the realm of ideology as to what would be better and what I would prefer. Um, this is coming from a place of um, what I know uh, provides connection. What I know, and it's not the only thing that provides connection, but it's what I know that does. And that's, when I come into this space, I'm always reminded that I'm not here to help. I'm not here to help. There was a quote from, I believe it was a Maori indigenous activist uh, who said, and I'm going to paraphrase, but it's something along the lines of, if you came here to help, don't. But if you came here because your liberation is wrapped up with mine, then we can work together. It's a big paraphrase there, but it's the sentiment and the power of the idea is there, that we come together in connection, because connection is not a one-way program, right? Connection doesn't come from one person to another. It's a leveler. Connection goes back and forth. It's a conversation. It's a way that we all know that we are being held in this moment in whatever way this moment is looking. When we feel and know that we are connected, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference not only in um, the way that we're going to open up in that moment, how we're going to be vulnerable for one another, how we are going to be in that shared space in a way that's supportive of one another and um, sort of take turns as to who's stepping forward first on the path, right? We can trade those positions, so it's not this bestowing of things upon another, one person giving everything they have to another person. This notion of helping, I think, is where we get a lot of our notions of compassion fatigue. Um, Pardon me. Hmm. I do absolutely luxuriate in a cup of hot tea in the morning. Um, wow, that's delicious. Uh, but at any rate, let's continue the conversation. Um, it is it's the notion of one person having what another person needs, um, that creates this imbalance and this fear of scarcity, right? If you are the one person who has everything that everybody else needs in the room, then you're going to have an automatic sense of, well, do I have enough for everyone? Do I have enough for myself? Who is refilling my energy? Who's refilling my needs? Who's meeting my needs if I'm meeting everyone else's all of the time? And this translates into our workspaces as, my boss is putting all of this work onto me. I have to see X amount of big air quotes clients today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all my paperwork done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to the meeting in time. I have to have these reports finished for this program. And then by the time another human being enters the room to sit in front of you, um, to find connection, uh, you're already fried. You're already just exhausted. And um, that doesn't mean that you can't connect, because you can, but the likelihood of seeing yourself as um, a person who is also in need of connection is going to diminish, because you may start to feel that what you really need is isolation. What you really need is a break. What you really need is a nap. This is not a fatigue of your compassion. Uh, Compassion is not a limited resource that we have within us. In fact, the more we use compassion, the more compassion we have, the more it grows. What we're experiencing in that moment is not a lack of compassion, it is exhaustion from this way of relating to our world that is foreign to our very being. This capitalist model of relating to the world, uh, this idea that you are the worker who's bestowing upon those in need the things that you have to dole out. That's exhausting. It's exhausting, and it's, I believe, an unnatural way of behaving. And what I mean by that is it's a way that we have to learn, and we have very strict rules around it, and there's guidelines around how you perform and how you don't perform. Anytime that there is this level of restriction put on human interaction, we can start to be suspicious that this may be something that is not aligned with our souls connecting to one another. Not to say that they can't and they don't, because they do. A soul sees a soul, and we do connect through all of it. Um, but there's a stress and a strain that comes with these artificial ways of interacting. Um, and I've always kind of held when I say always, in the context of being a worker within the mental health field, I've held that value at my core, that I'm not here to help. I need to remember that, because as soon as I start to think that I'm the one that has answers for another, or that I'm the one that has something that someone else needs but I don't need, then I'm already way deep in trouble. I'm already on my way towards unhealth, and my body is going to start degrading, and my mental capacities are going to diminish. Um, so I hold that as a value. And then I was listening to one of my favorite books. I've probably listened to this book, I would say at least 3 times on Audible. This is Frank Ostaseski's The Five Invitations. And if you're not familiar with this book or with this person, Frank Ostaseski, I can't recommend it enough. He is absolutely um, tapping into a depth of perspective about swimming in grief and suffering and pain with connection. He's founder of the Zen Hospice Center. I believe that's in San Francisco or in the Bay Area. Um, but that's not as important as I think the work that's being done. What I mean by it's not as important, I mean the location. We can look this up. Look up the Zen Hospice Center. Uh, I don't have to get that one right. Google will get it right for us. Um, but I wanted to play a quick clip from Chapter 10 of The Five Invitations by Frank Ostaseski, because it really does speak to this feeling inside of me. And in this clip, Frank Ostaseski is going to be quoting another person as well. So we can see already that even in doing this, we are entering into this knowledge that this is not one person's control of an idea. These are the ways in which we work together. So this is Frank Ostaseski from The Five Invitations.
I like the old word service better than caregiving. Service speaks to the depth of the heart's intention, an embodiment of unselfish values, an action that springs from wisdom. Service is always mutually beneficial. Caregiving, too often, turns into helping and fixing. My friend Rachel Naomi Remen, MD, says this better than anyone I know when she writes, helping, fixing, and serving represent 3 different ways of seeing life. When you help, you see life as weak. When you fix, you see life as broken. When you serve, you see life as whole. Fixing and helping may be the work of the ego, and service, the work of the soul. Fixing and helping are draining. Over time, we may burn out, but service is renewing. When we serve, our work itself will renew us. In helping, we may find a sense of satisfaction, but in serving, we find a sense of gratitude.
A sense of gratitude. I think that this notion of gratitude in this way. I've talked about this before, um, and I think it's really powerful because gratitude, um, while it can contain things like happiness or joy, uh, it doesn't only contain happiness and joy. Gratitude is bigger than any one of our preferences. Pardon me. Gratitude is inherently larger because gratitude grows. When I do something and I receive gratitude from someone, it grows gratitude within me. I feel grateful when I move from a place of gratitude, when I move from a place of thankfulness and humility. Um, that grows and extends outward from me and to others, and um, it's not just about happiness. And I've used this example before, but I'm going to use it again right now, just because I think it's a really clear um, way to understand gratitude. When we are at a funeral and we are surrounded by loved ones, and we are all deep in our sorrow and our sadness, but we are all there together. We are sharing this space around this loved one who is taking the next journey, and we are putting their body to rest, or we are sharing a few breaths together, over the cremains, whatever the process is of that gathering, of that funeral. um, we don't feel happy to be there. I'm not happy. I'm not giddy. I'm not joyful in the sense of a playfulness of joy, but I do have a deeper joy, and that deeper joy is my gratitude. I have gratitude for everyone that's there. I'm sad. I'm sorrowful. I'm mourning. I am grieving, but I am grateful. Um, so this shows the breadth of what where gratitude springs from us. It's not just uh, grateful when I'm happy, or happy when I'm grateful. It's it's often confused when we are talking about the things that we're sorrowful about, when we're sad, when we're upset, when we feel unseen, and we're speaking, we're sharing with a boss or a manager, or a partner in our life, or a dear friend, and we're sharing our sadness, and sometimes people will say, well, I think you should just be grateful for all that you do have. And there's an instant kind of a disconnect already that's happening right there. Um, the expression of sadness is not the lack of gratitude. And when we understand this, I think that we can go into much stronger places with what it is to have a full human experience. And that that quote shared by Frank Ostaseski and his thoughts on it, I think touch on that really well. Um, to be of service, to be of service, to not help, but to be of service means that I understand intrinsically that what is happening between you and I right now is not um, a benevolence of me bestowing something upon you, or you bestowing something upon me. But to be of service means that we are both here for a higher purpose in this moment. Um, if you use the word God, if you use the concept of God, if this is a metaphor that you use to move through this world, then you might understand a lot of the texts touch on this. They talk about this notion that to love one another is to serve God. To be of service to your neighbor is to be of service to God. Um, and I've always found this to be so enriching. I feel so wealthy when I step into this little space um, each morning, sit down with my computer and my microphone and my cup of tea, and I just get to share with you all. Um, and I feel a lot of gratitude uh, well up in me when I hear from the people who listen to this morning broadcast and share their experience. And I want to share a message that I got from one of our longtime Sangha members, Andrea Halub. Um, she says, "Hi, Michael. Just wanted to let you know I caught up on several of the meditations lately through Spotify. One of them, I'm not sure the exact one, gave my body an intense vibratory high. It was a part where we breathed love and gratitude into our stuck areas. Well, I've been having bad sciatica lately and I'm working on it and with chiropractic stuff. Anyway, when I breathed into it, I had the most intense buzz I have felt in a while. I wish I got your way more often, um, but I hope to connect in person soon. I've been on a cool journey. Hope this finds you well. Your friend, Annie." Um, Thank you so much, Annie, for sharing this process with all of us. I'm happy to hear that you are being able to open some of these stuck places, and that, along with the assistance of other uh, different practitioners, you're able to find some of those connections where there was a feeling of disconnection before. Uh, that sciatica, that nerve pain. Pain is quite a formidable adversary to our uh, monkishness, but it's also one of our great and honest friends. When pain comes to us, it's definitely letting us know that we are in our body, and it's an invitation to be with this experience in this moment right now. So, I think before we continue any further this morning, let's go ahead and give a few moments for a practice of our breath, and then I will leave you all, and we can go about our days. But again, thank you, Annie, for writing in, and thank you all for being a part of Journey Home Meditation's morning sit. I am happy to be of service in this way. Okay. Let's just settle in for a moment. We're going to find our meditation posture, and this is that place of balance within our bodies. If you're seated as I am, with your legs crossed in any number of positions on the floor, on a pillow or a rug or a mat, you may want to put a small pillow underneath your bum to sort of elevate the body, because that'll help with sitting in a position that straightens the spine naturally, allows the knees to hang down a bit lower, allows the feet to relax and the ankles to sit without stress or strain. Lengthening the spine if you can, as much as you can, comfortably. Take a couple of breaths and just feel where the breath is moving through the body. As you begin to feel the breath, let your shoulders drop down and let your shoulder blades slightly come together in the back, opening the chest and opening the heart. Rest your hands, palms facing up on your lap. And soften your abdomen and your chest muscles. Breathing in through the nose to the bottom of the belly. Release. Breathe in first to the belly, then to the chest. And release from the chest, and then the belly. Slowly begin to relax the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Relaxing the jaw, the cheeks. Relax your eyes and your forehead, your ears and the back of your head. Breathe in and out. Follow the feeling of the breath in the body. And when you feel a stuck place, a place of tension as you breathe in or out, picture yourself breathing directly into this space. Picture that stuck place expanding with each in-breath and collapsing with each out-breath. Expanding and collapsing. Accept the breath as it comes in and surrender the breath as you breathe out. Breathe into your heart space. Feel as the body fills with this loving energy from the heart. With each inhale, feel as the heart grows larger. And with each out-breath, feel how the loving energy of the heart vibrates from the chest into the shoulders, the belly, the legs, the arms, all the way to your feet and hands. Just a few more gentle breaths. And when you're ready, bring your palms together in front of the body. And just sit for a moment with gratitude. What it is to be grateful. To be in a loving presence with this moment, just as it is. Just as it is. Just as you are. Just as it is. And when I am feeling separate from my love, I simply say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm right back in again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you're ready, you can open the eyes and return movement to the body. Thank you for being here this morning for the journey home. I'm just going to sit with that. If you'd like to reach out to us and let us know how this journey home has been for you, what you're experiencing along the path, we would all really appreciate hearing each other's voices a little bit more. So you can email me at journeyhomemeditation@gmail.com. You can also follow the links on Spotify to send me a voice message. And that's a pretty awesome experience that I can share your voice on the show with everyone else. But send me a message and we'll see. Also, I am interested in sharing this morning sit with other practitioners, people who want to share their thoughts and share their meditations with us as well. So if you're interested in joining me for a live broadcast, I can tell you how that will work. Just send me a message. And once again, that's journeyhomemeditation@gmail.com. All right. Thanks again for joining this morning. Hari Om.